Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Well. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today, we are commemorating International Day for elimination of sexual violence in conflict. With the theme sexual harassment and gender-based hate speech. Every new wave of conflict brings with it a rising tide of human tragedy, including new waves of wars, oldest, most silenced, and least condemned crime, sexual violence, conflict-related violence, whether against women, girls, men, or boys, in all their diversity, continues to be used as a tactic of war, torture, and terrorism. Amid deepening political and security crisis compounded by militarization and the illicit proliferation of arms, new cases have been multiplied as entrenched conflicts have deepened, resulting in shrinking civic space and rising reprisals against human rights defenders, activists, and journalists. Sexual harassment and gender-based hate speech have surged in the digital space, while the use of information and communications technology has been contributed to the empowerment of women and girls and other groups in vulnerable situations. Its use has also enabled the propagation of violence in some settings, disturbing trends of gender-based hate speech and incitement to violence-fueled conflicts, in which rape and other forms of sexual violence are used to humiliate and destabilize targeted communities. Hate speech, including online, has become one of the most common ways to spreading divisive rhetoric on global scale. Information and communication technologies, ICT, may be used as a tool for making digital threats and inciting gender-based violence, including threats of physical and or sexual abuse, including sexual violence, rape, killing, unwanted and harassing online communications, or even the encouragement of others to harm women, potential, physical. On the other hand, ICT can be powerful tool to improve gender equality and the empowerment of women, girls, contribute to building their resilience in times of crisis, increase the prevention of sexual and gender-based violence, as well as help survivors fight against impunity and improve accountability. A lack of access for women and girls to affordable, accessible, and reliable technologies remain a critical challenge in many countries. All efforts should be deployed to reduce the price and enhance their affordability. Information and communication technologies and broadband access and use more needs to be done in bridging the gender digital divide and ensuring technology is safe and accessible to all. We must guarantee safe and equitable access to inclusive and quality education, including digital literacy for all. International cooperation must be enhanced to counter increasing and gender-based violence, harassment, and hate speech occurring both offline and online, as these pose a great threat to democracy by weakening women and girls' participation in society. So when we look at the background, the term conflict-related sexual violence refers to the rape, sexual slavery, forced prostitution, forced pregnancy, forced abortion, enforced sterilization, forced marriage, So when we look at the background, the term conflict related sexual violence refers to the rape, sexual slavery, forced prostitution, forced pregnancy, forced abortion, enforced sterilization, forced marriage, and any other form of sexual violence of comparable gravity perpetrated against women, men, girls, or boys that is directly or indirectly linked to a conflict. The term also encompasses trafficking in persons when committed in situations of conflict for the purpose of sexual violence or exploitation. A consistent concern is that fear and cultural stigma cover to prevent the vast majority of survivors conflict-related sexual violence from coming towards or forward to report such violence. Practitioners in the field estimate that for each rape reported in connection with the conflict, 10 to 20 cases go undocumented. On 19 June 2015, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 19 June of each year the International Day for the Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict in order to raise awareness of the need to put an end to the conflict-related sexual violence, to honor the victims and survivors of sexual violence around the world, and to pay tribute to all those who have courageously devoted their lives to and lost their lives standing up for eradication of these crimes. The date was chosen to commemorate the adoption of 19 June 2008 of Security Council Resolution 1820-2008, in which Council condemned sexual violence as a tactic of war and an impediment to peace building. In response to the rise in violent extremism, the Security Council adopted a resolution, the first to address the nexus between trafficking, sexual violence, terrorism, and transnational organized crime. Acknowledging sexual violence as a tactic of terrorism is further affirmed that victims of trafficking and sexual violence committed by the terrorist groups should be eligible for our official redress as victims of terrorism. So United Nations Action Against Sexual Violence in Conflict, UN Action, brings together 24 UN entities with the goal of ending sexual violence during and in the wake of armed conflict. Launched in 2007, it represents a concerted effort by UN to deliver as one, improving coordination and accountability, amplifying advocacy, and supporting the country-level efforts to prevent conflict-related sexual violence and respond more effectively to the needs of the survivors. The Special Representative of the Secretary General on Sexual Violence in Conflict serves as a UN spokesperson and political advocate on conflict-related sexual violence. She chairs the UN Action, and her work is supported by the UN team of experts on the rule of law, sexual violence in conflict. The office was established in 2009, and the Undersecretary General Pramila Patel was appointed in 2017. She succeeds Ms. Zainab Hawa Bangura and Ms. Margaret Wallstrom. As this date commemorates the adoption of Security Council Resolution 1820, in which Council condemned sexual violence as a tactic of war and impediment of peace building. Sexual violence during conflict has always been considered as an unfortunate result of war, and people have often kept silent about it. One of the first attempts to make a law during armed conflict took place during the American Civil War, with the publication of the Labor Code in February of 1863. In the law, sexual assault is explicitly mentioned as a punishable act and rape as executable offense. The law was later changed and the word rape disappeared from the text as the legislatures preferred to speak of an attack on the honor of the family. This honor is found again in the Fourth Geneva Convention of 1949, but there are few tweaks as women are mentioned as people who need protection. The word rape is reintroduced as an example of an attack in the honor of women. Ever since its foundation was laid, the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, have been vocal about the brutalities of war. However, it was not until late 1990s that the ICRC became involved in the issue of sexual violence committed during situations of armed conflict. The second additional protocol of 1977 to the Geneva Convention lists prohibitions which includes outrages against personal dignity, rape and forced prostitutions, and any other form of indecent assault at any time and at any place when committed against persons who did not take part in the hostilities. The number of gender-related killings have increased in recent years, and the day brings to the fourth, the need of urgent action to empower and protect women and girls to save lives by preventing gender-based violence. It also commemorates the victims and survivors of sexual violence and around the world and pays tribute to all who have selflessly dedicated their lives to eradicating these crimes. So we can help to make the world a better place where the survivor is not treated as a victim and is cared for. Do not shy away from reporting the crime and create a safer space for people. The International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women is also observed on November 25, which is a related commemoration. The orange color symbolizes a world free from violence. So that's why wear orange color or orange color ribbon. Reach the masses by telling about the people about the heinous crimes committed during war time. People remain ignorant of this violence and should be aware of these crimes. Start a petition to stop these crimes or find one and signage. Join other like-minded people and try to prosecute those participating in these crimes. It is a global problem. Almost 1 in 3 women in the world are subjected to physical or sexual violence at least once in their life. Most violence against women is perpetrated by husbands or partners. According to a 2018 study, 1 in 7 women has experienced physical or sexual violence from a partner or husband. About 47,000 women were killed by a partner or a family member alone, and 81,000 women were killed in 2020. So global violence against women is seen more in lower and middle income countries and more prevalent in vulnerable groups. It encourages people to raise their voices against violent crimes committed in the world at the time of conflict. The day is geared to raise hope, so with that we can fight together to ask for a better future where we all can feel safe and sound. It raises important questions about society and how easily conflict and domestic circumstances result in detestable crimes against women. Too many people turn a blind eye to these crimes, and this day is about shedding light on such a plight. Let's watch a short video, then we'll move on to the next commemoration.
Après 10 ans, j'avais perdu mon sourire, mais aujourd'hui, je peux rire aux éclats et je peux sourire. Je suis Tatiana Moukanire. Je suis la coordinatrice nationale du mouvement de survivants de violences sexuelles. Et en fait, je suis moi-même survivante de violences sexuelles. faut comprendre que quand on a été violé, c'est comme si on est mort dans sa propre chair. C'est comme un rassemblement et tu es violé devant tout le monde et c'est trop dur. Et après t'avoir violé, tu es ligoté sur un arbre et après tu seras enterrée vivante. C'est quelque chose de dur. Mais pour survivre, il y a toujours une lueur d'espoir. En fait, le docteur Mukwege, c'est plus qu'un peur pour moi parce qu'il a changé ma vie. Il m'a redonné la vie, en fait. Je n'étais pas une personne normale, mais il a fait à ce que je sois ce que je suis aujourd'hui. Et ça, il l'a fait avec plus de 50 000 femmes qui vivent dans ma communauté. En fait, c'est une bonne thérapie. Pour moi, je me dis que dans la chanson, on peut ressortir ce qu'on ressent. Dans la chanson, on peut ressortir sa douleur et l'extérioriser. Et la chanson aide à briser les silences. J'espère que vous aurez le courage de soutenir notre demande d'un accès universel à la prise en charge holistique. Comme j'ai aujourd'hui le courage de parler devant vous, malgré la stigmatisation et le silence qui prédominent pour les victimes de violences sexuelles.
Le rapport du secrétaire général des Nations Unies sur les violences sexuelles cette année, c'est un rapport qui est vraiment puissant. Et je félicite donc le secrétaire général, mais aussi sa représentante spéciale sur la question des violences sexuelles dans les conflits, parce que je crois qu'elle a accompli un travail avec professionnalisme et donc ce qui a permis de venir avec des propositions qui sont des propositions qui viennent de la base.
En matière de justice, on fait ce qu'on appelle la lutte contre l'impunité de tous les auteurs de violences sexuelles pour essayer de décourager tant soit peu cette pratique auprès des auteurs.
Malheureusement, les violences sexuelles sont toujours une douloureuse réalité du conflit. Le chemin demeure très long parce que nous avons constaté qu'en 2019, par exemple, il y a eu une augmentation dans les cas vérifiés par les Nations Unies. Et donc, nous avons du travail.
De réalisation, de propositions bien.
Quand je vais aller rencontrer une histoire aux gens, j'ai dit, regardez, moi ici, tel que vous me voyez ici, j'ai passé dans beaucoup d'étapes. Les soldats, les gens de la rue, j'ai subi ça. Mes familles m'ont refusé. Les gens me comprennent facilement. Je lui explique ce qui m'est arrivé.
Effectivement, les garçons, on ne les consulte pas. On se contacte toujours des femmes et des filles et pourtant il y a aussi des garçons qui ont été victimes de cet acte. Et nous, les victimes, nous pouvons contribuer à quelque chose qui peut aider à dénoncer ces barons qui sont en train de continuer à faire des actes qui ne permettent pas que la femme puisse avancer.
Je crois quand vous avez des femmes comme Tatiana qui ont une résilience sans égale, qui veulent se battre pour les autres, je crois que c'est une grande inspiration et nous comptons beaucoup sur tout le travail qu'elle est en train de faire pour amener les survivantes de venir ensemble, pour partager leurs expériences, pour apporter de nouvelles idées de la lutte contre la violence sexuelle. Elles sont les seules capables de nous dire, en fin de compte, ce qu'il faut faire. Ce fonds va surtout être utilisé là où les États ne veulent pas s'acquitter de leur rôle, ou tout simplement ils sont dans le déni des violences sexuelles ou le viol qui se passe sur leur territoire. C'est pour aussi encourager les victimes de violences sexuelles de porter plainte et comprendre que même si les États ne peuvent pas ou ne veulent pas, il y a une structure qui les soutient.
En fait, le sourire est revenu depuis que j'ai compris que le monde avait besoin de moi. Le monde avait besoin que je donne un peu plus de force à d'autres personnes. Depuis que j'ai compris qu'il y a des personnes qui m'acceptent telle que je suis. Et j'ai repris en fait le sourire. C'est pas que le sourire est là, que je l'ai tout le temps. Mais j'essaie de les garder en moi parce que c'est ce qui me fait vivre en fait. C'est ce qui me rend encore plus forte. Et je le garde en moi et c'est le plus important.
Today, we are also commemorating World Sickle Cell Awareness Day. And this day aims to increase public knowledge and provide an understanding of sickle cell disease, SCD, and the challenges experienced by the patients and their families and caregivers. So sickle cell disease is the most common genetic blood disorder. Yes, sickle cell also is a genetic condition that affects more than 1 lakh people in the United States. It also affects millions of people worldwide and is most common in African, Mediterranean, and Arabian Peninsula areas. For those who are not aware of what sickle cell disease is, in simple terms, sickle cell disease is a genetic condition that occurs when a child receives a sickle cell trait from each parent. The disease causes red blood cells to sickle or become banana shaped when they are stressed, and this can make it difficult for them to flow through blood vessels. Our red blood cells are normally round and flexible, allowing them to travel freely through blood arteries. But with sickle cell disease, some of the cells become crescent moon-shaped and adhere to the blood vessels. As a result, blood flow through the blood vessels slows or stops, causing discomfort, organ damage, and possibly even a stroke. Sickle cell disease patients are additionally at risk for consequences such as stroke, acute chest syndrome, blindness, bone degeneration, and painful penile erections. Over time, people with disease can experience damage to organs such as liver, kidney, lungs, heart, and spleen, which can even lead to death. The treatment of sickle cell mostly focuses on preventing and treating complications. The only possible cure for the disorder is affected individuals who have sustainable or suitable donor. Doctors also prescribe a medicine called hydroxyurea, which has been shown to significantly reduce pain. On this day, the Sickle Cell Society encourages everyone to be part of this annual effort to increase awareness about sickle cell disease and sickle cell traits. So sickle cell disease was discovered by scientists in Africa in the West in 1910. Researchers discovered that these diseases make red blood cells sickle by removing oxygen in 1926. Dr. Harvey discovers that hemoglobin is different in patients suffering from sickle cell disease in 1951, and the UN recognizes the day. The United Nations recognizes World Sickle Cell Day at an international level. So the main cause of sickle cell disease is a genetic defect. It is an inherited disease caused by a defect in a person's genes. A person will be born with sickle cell disease only if 2 genes are inherited. According to various studies among children and adults with sickle cell anemia, the median age at death was 42 years for males and 48 years for females. Unfortunately, there is no cure for most people with sickle cell disease. However, some treatments can relieve pain and help prevent complications associated with the disease. One of the impactful ways in which you can help sickle cell disease patients is becoming a blood or bone marrow donor. Since the patients occasionally need blood transfusions, your blood will help. Most sickle cell diseases patients suffer from severe anemia and require blood transfusions. Specialized blood tests are needed to confirm whether you have the disease or not. And breathing problems are very common in children with sickle cell disease. A bone marrow transplant may not be the best for all the patients as it comes with a risk. Practicing healthy habits like drinking 8 glasses of water per day can help. A healthy diet can always help. So it encourages people to care for and tend to people who are affected by the disease. And is not just a day to educate people about the disease, its symptoms, treatments, and other things related to the disease. It is a movement that brings all together, care for those who need it. Today is also commemorated as National Free BSD Day, which is a special tribute to honor and pay our respects and support to the Free BSD project, pioneer legacy, and continuing impact on technology. Free BSD is an operating system for a variety of platforms that modern world still runs on today. And it is absolutely free of cost. Yes, while you might expect an operating system this famous to sell for a higher price, Free BSD is always available free of charge and comes with source code. For those who are still wondering what Free BSD is, let's break up for you. Free BSD is a free open source Unix operating system developed by the University of California at Berkeley in 1993. It was a groundbreaking invention in open source technology because Free BSD can be modified, redesigned to meet the needs of the user, free of charge with the guidelines of the license. Since the Free BSD has reached great heights and have been hailed by many as the most popular and reliable free and open source BSD-based operating system invented, regardless of whether a person is familiar with Free BSD or not, whether they knew it or not, they probably already use the plethora of services and products that use code derived from it. It is now being used on the servers of top tech companies, including Netflix, for streaming your favorite movies, WhatsApp for communicating with your loved ones in any corner of the world in an instant, and also used by Sony PlayStation 4 gaming console for its awesome features. And in fact, can you believe that Apple's Mac OS is also based on BSD? Yes, that is why it's probably a good idea to observe National Free BSD Day every year. Free BSD Foundation founded National Free BSD Day with the main aim to recognize its pioneering and counting impact on technology and honor its legacy. So if you are a tech and education enthusiast and love Free BSD, you are probably using it on computers. This calls for celebration. Professor Bob acquires a unique source license from AT&T in 1974, and Free BSD is developed at the University of California at Berkeley in 1990. Free BSD becomes the most popular open source BSD operating system in 2005, and the date June 19 is officially observed as the first National Free BSD Day since 2017. So Free BSD is generally faster than Linux because Free BSD is a complete system and it has lower latency than Linux. And this means it can process inputs faster. FreeBSD is an awesome platform for development. The kernel source of BSD is clean and more understandable than most of other open source operating systems. So it is worth programming. A simple way to install FreeBSD is by getting a CD or a pen drive or download it and get the free BSD CD and insert it in your computer and give necessary permissions and move forward with the process. Computers that run Microsoft Windows can also be used to run FreeBSD, and Microsoft has approved it. And FreeBSD supports hundreds of thousands of applications for desktop, server, appliances, etc. Supports a lot of applications. FreeBSD is open source, so that you can even download the source code and change it as you like. FreeBSD can be installed from CD-ROM, DVD, or directly over the network using FTP. So installing FreeBSD is simple. FreeBSD Foundation received a $1 million USD donation from the CEO of WhatsApp. So looking at the impact that FreeBSD has on our lives today, it is more than just an open source operating system. It's an emotion. This is something that touches us at least one point in our lives. FreeBSD is developed and still maintained by a volunteer team located around the world, and the developers may have not met each other in person. So why not celebrate and support them? And today is also commemorated as International Box Day, a perfect opportunity for you and your cat to enjoy some together. If you don't have a cat, you may not get what all fuss is about. So it is widely known fact that cat loves boxes, and most cat owners just don't know why. Cats get comfort and security from enclosed spaces, which makes boxes the perfect place for them to curl up in. Boxes are a great hiding place from predators, and they also help reduce stress by offering a safe zone where your cat can observe and not be seen. A recent study conducted by the University of Utrecht discovered that cats with boxes adapted to their environment quicker, highlighting the key role boxes can play in dealing with anxiety that often comes with change. From cats' perspective, boxes have charm, the perfect temperature, the personal space, and the required level of contact. And this isn't restricted to your little house cat. Big cats such as lions, tigers, and congos have shown a fondness for a box too. When living in wildlife reserves and given cardboard boxes, they just had as much as fun as your pretty kitty would. The tigers and lions were observed jumping in and out of boxes, sitting in them, and generally having a great time. For cats everywhere, a plain old box can keep them entertained for a long time. So English firm M. Treverton and Son is believed to have made the first paper code box in the West in 1817. A broking printer and paper bag maker manufactured flat and pre-cut pieces that a broking printer and a paper bag manufacturer manufactured flat pre-cut pieces that could be folded into boxes since 1890. And corrugated cardboard boxes are produced in America for the first time in 1895. And it's not just cats who love a good box, as any parent of a toddler will attest. 2005. Today is also commemorated as World Sauntering Day. It is one of those days that actually change the way we function and live our lives. The truth is, we live in a fast-paced, technologically developed world that has no place for people who refuse to maintain the same pace. Hence, many of us get lost in the hectic world and end up placing our mental peace on the line. So, on the other hand, World Sauntering Day asks you to pause, take deep breath, and learn to enjoy life. While jogging has several health benefits, their mission was to promote the idea of slowing down and looking at the world around us. Jogging may give you as a running high, but it has also face-based exercise. While on the other hand, just relaxing and taking into the world has several benefits of its own. So this week is also commemorated as Universal Father's Week. Genetically speaking, mammals, as we humans too, are also mammals. We are more like their fathers than their mothers, even though we get same amount of genetic mutations from our planet. We actually use more of DNA we get from our dads. So now, so on this Universal Father's Week, every man, when a man becomes a new father and struggles to cope up with the mental pressures of being a new father, the father's stresses and pressures go away when seeing the face of a child for the first time. In fact, research has also shown when fathers are involved in their child's education, the child performs better in school, learns more, and exhibits healthier behavior. So all we are trying to say is just chill and love your fathers. Don't need expensive gifts to win over them. Just so this week is also commemorated as Animal Rights Awareness Week, which raises awareness about animal welfare and how best to protect and respect animals. The topics for the week are animal cruelty, puppy mills, animal testing, and the week was first established and observed by 1991 by the Defense of Animals Organization. Each year it is observed to raise awareness about global animal rights issues and speak up for the animals that humans have exploited for the millennia. The concept of animal rights stems from the philosophy that all sentient beings have inherent moral value independent of their utility to you human beings. Furthermore, this philosophy propounds that the interest of all such beings, such as avoiding exploitation, should be afforded. The concept of animal rights have been around for millennia, finding its roots in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jain philosophies of nonviolence and equality for all living beings. In the global north, one of the first animal cruelty legislation was passed in 1635, banning the tearing of the bull. The first outright mention of these animal rights came from a book by Henry Stephen Salt, Animal Rights Considered in Relation to Social Progress, which spoke up against the prejudice towards animals. Today, animal rights movement fights against the existing exploitation of animals in the meat and dairy industries, puppy mills, animal testing. They use consumption of animal products in food and fashion, etc. Animal rights activists often encourage people to buy cruelty-free products, go vegan, and adopt pets instead of buying them from breeders. The meat industry greenhouse gas emissions are more than all transportation emissions globally. Animal agriculture uses about 56% of the water supply in US. Many dogs kept for breeding in puppy mills suffer from ailments like kidney and heart issues due to terrible conditions. Most sloths used by the tourism industry die within half an year of capture. Richard Martin, William Wilberforce, and Reverend Arthur Rome founded the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in 1824. It is one of the first animal welfare charity in the West. One animal is abused every minute. Animal Rights Awareness Week highlights animal cruelty and how pressing of an issue it is. Animal Rights Awareness Week It also challenges us to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Once you are aware of the animal cruelty, you can't turn a blind eye to it. The heightened awareness of animal rights compels us to be more mindful of our actions on all living. This week is also commemorated as National Pollinators Week. The event was started in support of pollinator health. Pollinators are insects, small animals like birds, butterflies, and bees that pollinate lands and make our gardens and world greener. During this week, nature lovers and conscious citizens come together to celebrate pollinators and raise awareness about different. During this week, nature lovers and conscious citizens come together to celebrate pollinators and raise awareness about different ways in which they can be protected. Pollinators are insects and small animals like birds, butterflies, and bees that pollinate plants and make our gardens and world greener. This week is also commemorated as Learning Disability Week. Aims to educate, spread awareness, and increase understanding of learning disabilities. People with People with learning disabilities are as twice as likely to experience low self-esteem and self-confidence, social exclusion, and bullying that others don't face, leading to mental health issues. Being diagnosed with a learning disability does not mean a person is not intelligent. It means that they need extra support and learn their own way. You want to learn more about So this week is also commemorated as Insect Week. It's almost same as pollinator. Today we are also commemorating Green Care for Troops Week in US. Green Care for Troops Week, which is part of Project Evergreen, was started to make life easier to families of service members who are away on deployment for offering free lawn care and landscaping services for the duration of the deployment. This program is held across the nation and helps to bring peace of mind in the form of lawn and landscape services to the families and in need. Green care for troops relieves stress for both family left behind and the soldier who is away from home by providing one less thing for him or her to be concerned about. Project Evergreen is a national non-profit organization with the mission of bringing people together to make a difference in the way in which our yards, parks, and towns contribute to the creation of a greener, healthier, and cooler earth. It has contributed more than $10 million worth of free lawn care and landscaping services to the households of service members since its inception. Basic snow removal is available through their sister initiative, Snow Care for Tourists. It is headquartered in Cleveland. It is a non-profit program serving thousands of military families. The project aims to bring people together to improve their yards, parks, and communities and health and well-being of our planet. So with this, we shall end the commemorations for day. Thank you everyone for joining us. We have shared feedback form for the recent conference through email. We request everyone to quickly submit once certificates are generated. We shall not take it up again soon. So only after the closure of the series we will be taking up, as we are also having a lot of time constraints and resource constraints. Don't worry about the certificates, keep attending. Once they are updated, you can download it anytime. Thank you, everyone. Quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. And also, if you have not registered, we request everyone to register on a daily basis, whichever day you have attended or attending. The registration form has been shared in the chat box. After filling up the feedback form, you can register if not registered for today. The registration link is same for all the days of webinar series. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Night. One more important announcement. We are organizing international seminar on occasion of World Yoga Day or International Day of Yoga on 21st Wednesday of June. Those who are interested to present, or if you know any resource persons who are interested to speak, you can share with them. Or if you are interested to present anything related to yoga, spirituality, well-being, health, any related, you can also register and share your details, because it's a single day program and we will have time constraints. So those who are interested, do not wait for last minute. This day will cover the yoga basics and also various asanas, mudras, and also physiology, anatomy, and kinesiology, and various other aspects of yoga. So don't miss it. Share the registration link with your friends and encourage them for participation and presentation. Thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Before leaving, do not forget to fill up the feedback.